It's Craig Rowan, everybody. Hi, Craig.
Hi, guys.
Craig,
Yeah.
just so people know, we've known Craig for a while. Was it UCB originally where we met you?
Yes, I was a fan of yours, guys.
Yep.
And to be
There's
proper
three
about
apostrophes. There's three apostrophes in there.
this is already going terribly.
Yours is guys's.
Yours is guysers,
Mm-hmm.
and I think I might have reached out to you guys you were one of the first guests on my old podcast, which is now mostly defunct, called
That was
It's
fun.
That Episode. And we watched an episode of Full House because you guys had streamed or watched like every episode.
The telethon episode specifically.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
I still think about that episode every single day.
I think the Beach Boys were in that one.
Yes, they were.
Yeah, that was such a fun podcast because we could go in there and we could introduce this show that we've watched a million times, or this episode a million times, and then bring it to you and have you share. Oh, it was fun.
And also, I watched Full House like weirdly, like religiously as a child, and in reruns. So I think I had plenty of knowledge
right
fit in with it.
And I know, like, you're doing a lot of writing out in LA, and I specifically want to talk about, maybe after this, we'll talk about one of the most brilliant projects that I don't know. It's on your website, craigrowan.com, which I'll put up here. But it's just a specific part of a song that you kept repeating in different situations, right? Movie theaters, wherever you were.
Yes, I stupidly it's as if somebody dared me to do this, but nobody did, and I don't know why I did it. But I sang through Instagram stories 15 seconds a day. I sang a misheard lyric of a Christmas song. I'm Jewish. I don't know why. I don't celebrate Christmas, but snow is falling and girls are calling woohoo. I just sang the girls are calling woohoo over and over in these clips, 15-second Instagram clips for a year, but it sort of like devolved into this weird thing where I was like singing it. I was a hostage. People were like, had stolen my child. I don't have a child. And so it just became this thing. So I put it all together as a movie, and I aired it. We screened it a year ago, and it's like an hour and a half long. It makes no sense, but
feature length.
Oh, I watched it all. And you go on a journey. You go on a journey throughout this thing.
Oh, I gotta watch the whole thing. I've seen clips of it. I gotta watch the whole thing.
I can't say it's worth it, but it feels like an accomplishment to watch it.
But like when we're on the road, Joe will sing misheard lyrics on purpose to annoy me, and it seems like you probably did that to annoy your wife or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it just became this.
It's a great way to annoy people. Yeah.
Yes.
So I tip my hat to you.
I think a good marriage is built upon annoying a person in a way that delights you, and then finding that thing for your spouse that she'll annoy you, and it's just that's how it works.
Yep.
That's beautifully put, Craig. I'm going to switch over to speaker review.
Will tell you that
because I want to show the video that you had talked about for a while, and we were like, when you're out in New York, let's get this to you, and we just realized let's just do it over Zoom. So here's the video. This is can you see it? Can you see the info cover? Okay.
Oh man, I can't wait. I don't know anything about this video except for the clip that you played me, Nick.
Yeah.
So I'm so excited. Just this cover alone is just
basic
gold.
Training for Boys, and you can see the two kids on the cover, multiracial cast there. We got set a table. We were learning about manners, how to make your bed. On the bottom, it says this is the first place winner of Best Educational Video in the 1996 International Independent Film and Video Competition. And so
we're in good hands then.
It's vouched for. Yep. And
I think there are a couple of quotes on the back of like write-ups from like Family and Teacher Monthly or something, like things that clearly don't exist.
Yeah, well, there's one magazine called Black Family Today, which I don't know if you subscribe to or what, but look at these stills on the back. This is like, I mean, makes you want to watch it all.
Those stills are going to move some copies.
LA Parent Magazine, and look at this still here. Basic Training for Boys, it says, will instill the know-how and confidence that will enable our boys to proudly say, I can do that. So tell us about how you found this video and what it's become for you.
Sure. I think I realized also when I bought it again that the guy who produces it, his name is Wonder Rob, which I think is a fairly notable.
Yes, Wonder Rob presents Basic Training for Boys. Whoa.
Is that a real name
So-
or is that a nickname? Like a
That's his birth name. His last name is Rob.
okay, Mr. Rob. Call me Wonder. Please call me Wonder.
So I'll back up and say I'm a huge fan of this show. I'm rocking my Jack Rebney mug.
Nice.
And so I've been a fan for years and years. And in college, probably before I was aware of your guys' stuff, you know, friends and I would watch stupid videos, weird videos. And my friend Rich Kapler, we were film majors in a very small film program at Connecticut College. And we were also part of an improv group called the Scuds Represent. We got to represent the Scuds. Anyway, so we were making a movie. We decided to make a movie for our film class that was just a sketch comedy movie. And while we were working on it, we were in the library of the college, and which had tons of VHS tapes. And this one just like stuck out. Like Basic Training for Boys is definitely it was just the,
There
the
it is.
spine. And it was just like, what could this possibly be? Like, what is Basic Training for Boys?
And not only that, why did your school buy it? Like, why did your school buy it?
Yes.
And say, we put this in our library because we might need this.
All I could guess is that maybe there was a major for teaching, like for becoming a teacher. So maybe that could be it. But
Okay.
again, once you watch this, I don't even know how that could possibly relate. But so we put it on, and I haven't watched it since college, I'll say, but I knew you guys had to have it. But the thing that struck me immediately was, if you look at the cover, the two boys in it, one is sort of looks like the Bradley from Home Improvement, and the other and the other one is a young black child. And what struck us was that the two names that they were given in this clip, I don't think that they were real names, is one of them is named Napoleon and one of them is named Jamal. But it's not the ones that you would expect.
Yes,
Jamal is the
exactly.
white kid and Napoleon is the black kid.
Yeah, he looks like a Jamal. There's Jamal right here.
And Napoleon.
And Napoleon, yeah.
Fantastic. So wait, so did you steal this?
So essentially we took it out. I think I bought this from a library's website years later. But this was something that we'd watch, and we decided to, and what was so weird about it was we couldn't really figure out what the context was. It's like teaching kids like how to tie their shoes, but they're kids that are like 13, 14 years old, or like how to wash the dishes. And I think in hindsight now I realize maybe that this is for foster kids or something, to be like, this is how foster parents won't want you to throw you out of the house or something. I don't know what.
But they should have said that on there, like a guide for foster kids. Maybe say that on the cover. I don't know.
Yes.
Very rarely does a cover ever live up to the hype that you're about to see, but it sounds like this one does.
I swear if it doesn't, I'm gonna hate myself. But I hope that this has some good stuff in it.
It does. I mean, and I think the idea was that, and this is, I think Wonder Rob, or whoever the host is somebody who kind of feels like the kids these days don't know how to do the basics. And he proudly says, I'm from the old school. I'm going to teach kids the things that they might not learn from their parents, that are like how to make your bed, things like that. I mean, and in truth, I really still don't, I have to watch a YouTube video every time I have to tie a tie, because I just don't do it enough that it's a muscle memory thing. So some of these things I was kind of like, oh yeah, I didn't think about that. And I wasn't a foster kid.
There could maybe be a Basic Training for Men also. Like this could still be.
Could spawn a sequel.
Yeah, I remember two specific things from it. One is something that we repeated a lot in college, which was, I think one of them is told to do the dishes, and then Jamal is like, what should I do? And Wonder Rob says, you be the DJ. That's what I remember.
Oh, whoa.
and that's in, if we get to it, that's in the movie, which I have a clip of that we made. And then I think there was a joke where it was like, he's teaching him how to tie his shoes, and Wonder Rob says like, check for snakes before you put on your shoes. Maybe I made that up, but I remember him.
Wow. Oh, so this will be interesting. So you haven't seen this for years, and we're going to see if your memories hold up with this. Let me
one more question.
Yeah.
The production value is this? Do you think it's Wonder Rob just setting up a camera and shooting it himself? I assume it's low production. value
That's a
on this one.
that's a good question. I don't know, Nick. What do you think? Because you saw some clips recently.
We can watch and assess.
Yeah, fairly low budget from Oakland, California. Sean Evans did the. I mean, they really full credits on here. Sean Evans did the cover design.
Sean Evans is great.
Music by Curtis Olson. Yeah. So I mean, anyway, yeah, you'll see. It's fairly homemade. All right.
We'll look for clues.
Here's basic training for boys.
It's a porno, clearly.
We keep hearing about our generation. Adults call it the X generation, a generation of lost boys. Boys like Jamal and me.
We keep hearing about how we can't or won't step up to the challenges of our generation. How we won't make it to the 21st century.
Or 21st birthdays. Anyway, we figured if these dudes knew better, they'd do better.
Yeah, so we decided, Napoleon and me, with the help of his uncle Bobby,
He's from the old school.
we decided to show this generation how to perform the duties, chores, and responsibilities that are necessary to become part of the solution and not part of the problem.
I'm tipping my hat to him for memorizing
Basic
all this
training
stuff.
for boys. Hi, Mom.
Holy
Hi, Napoleon.
shit.
This is my friend Jamal.
Hi, Jamal.
Hello, Miss Dawson.
He's gonna help me and Uncle Bobby with
Kind of
basic
breaking the
training for
plane a
boys.
lot here.
Great.
Yeah.
Your uncle called, and he said he'll see you the first thing in the morning.
All right, thanks, Mom. Let's get busy.
Let's get busy.
Why was that necessary for them to talk to the mom who's reading a textbook outside of your house?
A textbook. Where's Jamal during this?
Usually, I'll make my bed before I go to school. Today, I was a little late, so here it is waiting for me. If it's time for clean linen, strip your bed of the sheets and the pillowcase.
Jamal's just getting some Kool-Aid or something?
He's getting his DJ stuff ready. His turntables and...
I'm confused about Napoleon's allegiances here because he has a Dallas Cowboys pennant, Oakland Raiders parking.
I was that same way, though.
Yeah.
I just like, whichever way the wind blew me, I liked that team that week.
No, the Oakland Raiders has a great parking lot. That's why he's
right.
a fan of their parking.
Not necessarily the team, but
Yes. Also,
Take
this
the
is
fitted sheet.
this is set up. There's no music. It's so awkward.
it's just
But this is-
silent.
I'm realizing that this is set up as this isn't my Uncle Bob's idea. This is our idea. We want to step up to the plate. We're Generation X, and we don't like what you're saying about our generation.
Yeah,
it's
but
very bold.
But
Yeah.
Rob's going to show us some things, and he's from the old school. It's clearly Rob. Wonder Rob
Yes.
is definitely pulling the strings here.
Oh, yeah, no question. And yeah, I mean, you know how like when you're growing up, you always talked about how your generation, you always talk about, well, my generation, the generation that I'm in.
I remember when I was about 12, I was always worried how the media was portraying my generation.
Yeah.
Like
With their tall white friend Jamal.
And so you did
Yeah.
something about it, and you made a video, and you got it into the University of Connecticut.
Yeah.
All right, here's more from Napoleon. Silently making his bed.
No
We're gonna
porn
watch-
music here.
Come on, Wonder Rob. I don't like that he doesn't have an
And start at
undersheet.
one corner of the bed.
This is the undersheet.
Give me a hand, Jamal.
Oh, he's going to put a
Then
sheet
the
over
corner
this.
that's
So
right.
Jamal was standing in the corner
Oh,
of the room.
yeah. What was Jamal doing?
No, but I always put a sheet underneath that sheet.
You do?
to lay on. Yeah.
I think you need some basic training here.
Yeah. Yeah. It looks like you're not paying attention. See, that's the top sheet.
Just learn from the old school.
Look, that's a brand new sheet, too.
Fresh out of the package.
Beautiful color.
And leave
There's a
about
cut there.
12 inches at the bottom to tuck.
I've never heard a kid that age use the word linens either.
The sides hang loose.
You want a thread count at least 100.
Throw in your blanket.
I go with Egyptian captain, but your mileage may vary.
Tuck the
If my
bottom.
friend ever invited me over, said, we're going to speak to my
Inside
uncle
some
tomorrow,
roots.
help me make my bed, I would be so pissed off.
I'm busy.
He's from the old school.
And the top part, along with the top of the flat sheet, is folded over. like this.
See, I don't
Take
do
your pillow
this.
and place it at the fold. And the blanket, along with the flat sheet, is folded over the pillow, like this.
You think that's an actual kid? Do you think this is
The
a
bed is
set or
made.
is this an actual kid's?
Since the linen was
That's a
dirty,
that's
we
a-
may as
that's a
well
bedroom.
deal with that
Yeah.
now. This is the only washing machine we've ever had, so I know it pretty well. I always wash a full tub of
I know what
Not to
clothes,
brag.
so I'll set this for full tub. This one's for hot wash, cold rinse. When the agitator kicks in, add 1 cup of detergent, and then the clothes.
Agitator?
I've never heard of an agitator when it comes to a washing machine. So I'm
Never
learning
once in my
something here.
lifetime.
No. Again, Jamal's just, I assume, just standing in a corner Blair Witch style until he's called upon.
Jamal, come help me close the lid.
After the cycle is complete and everything has stopped, then we dry.
Do you know if this was ever checked out before you checked it out?
I'm gonna assume not. I'm gonna assume not.
This one's for 30 minutes and regular dry.
Although maybe it was part of a class's curriculum, so I'm not sure. You know.
The dryer stops automatically.
How about a quick game of 8-ball before your mom sounds the alarm?
Yeah, but first, we do have
Wait,
homework.
hit pause.
don't
Hit
we?
pause. What did he say?
How about a quick game of 8-ball before your mom starts the alarm? Again, off camera. Do you remember that
What?
part, Craig?
Is Jamal the
I don't
camera guy? Is he the camera operator?
It's so strange because also I've never heard anyone say 8-ball instead of pool.
No,
Right? And-
no. This is not how kids talk.
Not
Agitator,
even Minnesota fans called it that.
agitator, linens, and 8-ball. And then sounds the alarm. That's not a kid expression either.
It's
Wonder Rob
regular
is,
dry.
yeah. You feel his presence.
The dryer stops automatically.
How about a quick game of 8-ball before your mom sounds the alarm?
Yeah, but first, we do have homework, don't we?
Take charge of your
Nerd.
future. Put your homework first. Make sure you
Now
have
we got a
good
narrator.
light, clear spot, and get with it.
Uncle
There's
Bobby.
an old saying, if you want to hide something from a young man, put it in a book. Don't let it happen to you. Questions on the assignment?
Napoleon,
That's an old
do you know
saying.
what Bombay's changing its name to? No, call Mark.
Call somebody now.
Oh, Mumbai.
And keep working.
He didn't even
Now
ask
I
the question.
understand.
We never hear him ask Mark. I guess his friend Mark is an expert on Indian capitals, or I don't know what. Why do we call Mark?
And he's prescient. Like he can see the future. Like he knows what's happening. Like hello, Mumbai.
No, but he asked the
Mumbai.
question telepathically. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, 1996. Like, do we have a date on that? Did we know
Yeah,
this was 1996?
made in
Okay.
'95, released in '96. So early days of the internet, everybody didn't have it.
Okay, but he's got a calendar of 1996 behind him.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Copyright '95. Oh, guess what? I think Wonder Rob's real name is Robert Napoleon Alcorn. So he gave the kid his own middle name as a character name.
Okay.
Some fun.
Interesting.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe that's Napoleon though. Maybe Robert Napoleon is Napoleon.
Well, he has the copyright on this, so you know
Yeah. Okay.
No, but sometimes you put the copyright under a kid's name. Yeah.
that's true.
That's what I do.
Do you know what Bombay's changing its name to? No, call Mark.
Call somebody.
Like it
now.
zooms on Napoleon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Mumbai.
And keep working.
Now I understand.
Where do we go from here?
Hey, dude, you've got a button missing. I could have had you. I'll show you a smooth way my Uncle Bobby showed me how to sew on a button. Take off your
Boys
shirt.
will be boys.
Wait, he said could have had you?
Yeah, I thought he did have them.
First, after we've threaded the needle, then what you need to do, guys, is to make that loop in the other end of the thread. One simple looping
That
notch
could be
good.
useful, learning how to
Run
sew a
that
button.
needle through.
I think
Needs a
Jamal
thimble
kind
on
of
that
looks like
finger.
the that knight in Game of
Now
Thrones,
we'll
that
run
woman,
needle
that
back up
large,
through,
like,
making another
you know,
pass
I
through
forgot her
a
name.
Brienne of
loophole
Tarth?
in the button.
Yeah.
Bring
Well,
it through,
the blonde one.
pulling it
Yeah.
snug.
Same
Brienne.
haircut.
And now what you have to
He
do
reminds me a
is
lot of
to secure
myself at that
the
age,
button
actually.
by looping that needle through the underside of the shirt. And now take your scissors, guys, and snip. The result, nice, neat sewing job.
How about a quick game of 8 balls if your mom sounds the alarm?
It's the same
But
line.
first, let's recap what we've done.
That's his catchphrase.
We made the bed, washed and dried the clothes, we did our homework, and we even sewed on a button. But of course, never forget your snack.
Never wear a lav mic.
I think you want to recap about 5 minutes into a video.
And find the harshest light possible.
Napoleon,
Yes, Mom?
You want some shadows.
it's getting late. Time for you guys to wrap it up.
All right.
I'll see you tomorrow, Napoleon.
I'll see you later, Jamal.
Hey, how about
I
a
think
quick
you should
game?
ask for a little more time to
Good
finish
night,
the game.
Jamal.
Like, finish the
Yeah.
game.
Good night, Mom.
Good
Or
night,
like a quick game
Napoleon.
of 8 ball
Sleep
before
well.
your mom sounds the alarm.
Everyone needs a good night's sleep. 8 hours if you can get
That's
it.
got to be Wonder Rob, right?
Well,
Wait, that's like
Napoleon
big.
as a grown man.
bed, same with
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was going to be Napoleon in his bed.
Maybe
Instead,
this is like it's like the movie Big, and like he woke up.
because that's Napoleon's bed, isn't it, right there?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can see the
is!
patriotic bedspread.
Yes, that's the stars and stripes. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
so
can
what
see.
happened? All right, let's
Night,
see.
Napoleon. Sleep well.
Everyone needs a good night's sleep. 8
And
hours. if you
that
can
represents
get it.
time passing.
Yeah, right.
well, same way you went to bed, same way you should get up with a slow,
It's me, Napoleon.
deep stretch. Legs as well as the arms. Now, once you've
Nobody
all
needs to learn
stretched
how to
out, it's time to
wake
get
up.
ready. But in the morning,
This generation-
generally, it's
Generation
not
X
enough
needs
time,
to
so
wake
we'll
up.
get to the shower later.
generation.
Right now,
This is how you
wash
wake
your
up.
face, brush your teeth.
Let's get the toothpaste just a
I've been waking up
small
all
amount of
wrong all these
toothpaste should
years.
Do it about
And now
right
we're back to
there.
Napoleon.
Start to brush the sides of the teeth and then the
like
bottoms.
Napoleon
up
got
and
fired
down
as the
strokes is
narrator.
generally the best.
Yeah.
We've replaced Napoleon.
If you have an antiseptic mouthwash or just plain water will do, and rinse the mouth.
That's how you do it.
Now washing the face.
Hey, how about a quick game of 8 ball before your mom sounds the alarm?
Before you wash your face.
Ew. He's dunking it in his
Yeah.
stick. That's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then you gently wash
Get
your
yourself
face.
a nice
with the
lather
toothpaste
on the
stick.
face
Get that
cloth.
bacteria all
And
over your
then
face.
start to go in circular motions around the face, trying to avoid the
Do
eyes.
people do this with? Do people do that with a face cloth?
I've
Is
never
that
done
what
it
it's-
once.
No.
I think Wonder
Ew.
Rob does it, and then he just assumes that everybody does it.
Rinse
That's the
out
old
the
school.
face cloth,
Yeah.
wring it out, turn off tap water again, try to conserve on water as much as possible.
Environmental message.
I still love the way he delivers the line as possible.
Right now,
They don't call him Wonder
Let's
Rob
get
for
dressed.
nothing.
Putting on our socks can be a trick sometimes.
I think
You
this is the
roll
snake-
sock
the snake
down
part.
to make it easy to step your foot in, put
Putting
your
on
toes
socks?
in,
He's
and then
teaching us
pull
how to
the
put on
sock over
socks?
your heel.
He's
and
over
then
teaching
up
us.
over the ankle,
It
and
goes
then
over
bringing
your
it
heel.
up around the calf. And now
This
it's time
is
to
your
put
foot.
on the pants.
Whoa.
Wait,
all right.
it's him.
Look inside your shoe before you put it on. Snug the laces all the way to the top, and then tie the
maybe I
kind
made
of
up the
knot
snake
that you
part.
know won't be coming loose anytime soon.
But wait, he did say look inside your shoe before it. Why would he
So what
say
I'm-
that?
So my guess is that my friend and I were realizing that's an insane thing to say. The
Yeah,
only reason would be to look for like a snake,
Yeah.
which is like a cowboy thing.
It's a strange
Now,
tip.
let's put on our shoes. Look inside your shoe before you put it on. Snug the laces
Cool,
all
right?
the way
He
to the
didn't
top,
look inside of
and
it
then
either.
tie the kind of knot that you know won't be coming loose anytime soon.
Yeah, product
Now for the
placement.
shirt.
Lovely.
Start at the bottom, find the even line for the bottom button.
I start at the top.
And just
Oh yeah,
button
Yeah,
it up.
I'm a
too.
big top starter for buttons. Yeah.
and then head your
Try to
classic
fasten
car
that
show.
belt where you can get some breathing done too.
Make sure
Don't
you have
make
pleated
it too
pants.
tight and snug. Find a nice, comfortable hole.
Yeah, I'd start at the top too. Come
Slip
to
it
think
in.
of it.
We're set.
That's why he's Wonder Rob.
Every
It's a wonder.
society
He
shares
starts with Bob.
meals. In our society, we usually share meals around a table. Traditionally, a table was always made of wood to symbolize strong, solid, and stable.
There are rituals for eating in all societies. Most insist that hands are clean prior to eating.
There are some societies that use mostly chopsticks to eat. Some use mostly spoons to eat, and others eat with their hands.
In our society, we attempt to use as many utensils as possible. We'll keep it simple. Today we'll set a table for an informal lunch.
The placemat. The placemat is used to define your area and to protect the table. Napkins. The first napkin was, of course, the back of your hand. These are cloth, but most are paper.
Does our society really
Plates.
try to use as many utensils as possible? Like, is that a
Plates
goal?
start off as anything you
I think
can find
3.
flat.
Yeah.
A board, a leaf, even bread. Around the 19th century, plates replaced the bowls as the dish of choice.
The knife was originally used for hunting and carving, and not as an individual eating utensil at the table until the 17th century, when the single edge replaced the double edge and the point became more rounded.
You're
Still,
losing us,
the
Jamal.
knife is never used to bring food to the mouth. The knife
They called
goes
Mark
here.
before this to get all the info.
The fork. The fork started off as a spike, just any old sharp stick you can find. It was used for roasting and holding food. Eventually, the spike got another prong, and then 3, and then 4. When these prongs were
And then
shortened
it became a
and moved
spork.
closer together, then the fork began to be used to bring food to the mouth. The fork.
This is
was
what we
used-
think a fork might look like in the future.
Spoons. Spoons are like an extension of the cupped hand and are used primarily for stirring
Oh, boy.
cereal and
Take that deep
desserts.
breath right in the middle.
This is a clay spoon. It goes here.
And that's the history of utensils.
Bowls. Once the main dish for meals. Bowls now are used primarily for soups and salads. This is a salad bowl. It goes here.
The glass. This glass is for soda or water. It goes here.
I suppose we should demonstrate the proper way to eat a meal.
Excellent idea.
But first, a game of 8-ball.
Sit erect, breathe deeply, and relax.
Breathe
Some say
deeply and
grace
relax.
before they eat, either standing up behind their chair or while seated before they touch their napkin.
This is getting ready
Take
to
your
eat.
napkin or serviette in your left hand
A
and
serviette.
place it in your lap. The napkin is used to blot your mouth, never to wipe, before you speak or drink. When you're finished eating, the napkin goes on the table next to your plate, never in the chair.
When you are ready to eat, hold your fork like so and scoop or spear your food without scraping the plate. Lift your fork up, elbows off the table, and bring your food up to your mouth. Do lean over a bit to avoid dripping on the table or your shirt. Don't lean over like this. Sit straight. Open your mouth as wide as it takes to accept the food and enjoy.
When you are ready to use your knife, take the knife in your right hand, fork in your left. Hold whatever you are going to cut with a fork and cut in one direction, pulling the knife towards you. Set the knife in the upper right portion of your plate. Switch the fork to your right hand, spear your food, and enjoy.
Spear your food.
If you decide to take a break during eating, this is the proper rest position for your knife and fork.
And the finishing position for your knife and fork is like this.
And the finishing position for your Little Debbie snack cake is like this.
Finish to me means scraping off all the
Transition from them
plates,
to
cleaning
them.
the table, and washing the dishes.
This is the least casual lunch I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I start by scraping all the food into one plate.
That's wasteful.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it.
And stacking the rest underneath.
Jamal's thinking about 8-Ball.
Yeah, Wonder Rob, we don't need to see all this. Give us one of those time lapses.
We need a clock wipe.
Grab those glasses for me.
It's Star Wars transitions.
I believe this is the DJ
How
scene.
about
I
you
hope.
wash, I'll dry, and be the DJ. Cool.
There it is. Wait, let's hear it.
Wait, did he say it?
Yeah.
The audio, I have... Okay.
How about you wash, I'll dry, and be the DJ. Cool.
You're the DJ, I'm the rapper. What?
But the DJ, I mean, you gotta do more than that if you're the DJ.
He's feeling it.
And you know there's no music playing there. He's just dancing to nothing.
He's also really intensely looking at Napoleon while he's like grinding.
When you are ready to wash your dishes, run a little dishwater.
This scene makes no
Next, squeeze the
sense.
detergent.
It's preposterous. Oh, he's losing steam.
Take your dishcloth and wash the eating surface of the plate. Then the back. Rinse.
Did either of your parents have one of those under the cupboard radios?
We didn't have
Place
that.
your plate
No, we
into the
weren't
rack.
as rich as the Brewers were.
Yeah.
Do the same with the
We had an
bowl.
under the cupboard can opener, I
Wash
remember.
the inside
That's a sign of
and
intelligence.
the outside. Rinse.
I love that they both have Oakley undershirts.
Yeah. He was wearing the
Place
exact
your
same
bowls
one
into the
yesterday.
Yeah, in black.
And with a tall glass and no brush,
Jamal's still dancing.
take a
But he's
spoon and
conserving
the
energy.
dishcloth.
He's just making little movements. It's
Wrap
just
the
like
dishcloth around the spoon.
But
So you
this
can
is like
get
Wonder
the
Rob's
bottom of the
specific
glass.
way of cleaning dishes.
Yeah, I don't think these are like mandated ways of washing.
Rinse.
And Jamal could have a perfect role as a dryer.
Exactly.
Place your glass into the
This is a
dishcloth.
two-person operation. Oh,
Once
Oh.
the dishes are first drained in the rack, it reduces the amount of drying that is needed.
Usually the DJ does the drying.
Also, this is a good time to check your
can I pause for 1 second?
yeah, absolutely.
I'm just remembering that for the video that we made, you see Jamal's haircut?
Yeah.
I got that haircut. I went to a
Whoa.
barber.
You
I went
were
to a barber and
committed.
got that haircut. Yeah,
I,
so
see, I love this because like we did that too. The first video that we kind of got obsessed with was the McDonald's training video, McC,
Right. Yeah.
and then we made our own sort of spin-off of that training video for a gas station, and it was almost direct references to McC. And I'm seeing the same thing with. What was your video called, Craig?
I think, well, the overarching thing for the sketch movie was like that trees were bad, so I think it's called like Trees Are Bad,
Okay.
or something like that. But
Okay.
it's in this, or like Why Trees Are Bad, but it's in the style of this.
Right.
Yes,
Okay. It's like a Wonder Rob joint.
yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
for any specks of food that you may have missed. before
He's
you
neglecting
put
his
them away in
DJ
proper
duties, though. That
place.
worries me a little bit.
With utensils, take 1 or 2 pieces at a time. To wash the eating part, rinse.
Oh, he's back to
The
dancing.
utensils goes into this section of the rack. Now that all the dishes have been washed, it's time to clean the sink and all the surrounding areas. Take your dishcloth
Take your Oakley shirt.
and wipe the sink.
Oh, you're not dancing.
The volume went down on the song for some reason. He's not adjusting it.
He's not dancing.
Put
No.
away the
DJ ever.
detergent.
I leave
And
the
let the
detergent
water-
out, but that's me.
Yeah, you're just gonna have to take it
Take
back
your
out.
dishcloth and rinse it out.
And wash your face with it.
And then hang it someplace where it can dry.
Whoa, look at.
His face up in the mirror.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I was like, who is that? Yeah, you see it clearly. Mirror, mirror on the wall.
I wonder if that was Wonder Rob's
Look,
like
cleaner than
decision
Board
to
of
do that.
Health.
Yeah.
Now
He's
we
an
need to
auteur.
sweep the floor and mop.
Sweep
Whoa.
the trash in short little strokes like that. And then you bring all the trash to you in one
Have
nice,
your DJ
neat
hold the dustpan.
pile for the dustpan.
Wait, hold on. Can you pause? Are they roommates or they're friends or like why do they do all this stuff together? Like why do they all do these cleaning chores together? Are they roommates? Are they?
No, because he had to go home the last night. He said,
Oh, right.
The mom said that he has to go home.
And he was just meeting Napoleon's mom for the first time. Because
wasn't
he and Napoleon introduced Jamal to his mom. And but I think the premise was that my uncle, who's from the old school, is going to teach us how to do all this stuff, so our generation isn't lazy anymore.
But
So-
it was also set up that the Uncle Bobby was going to be coming over the next morning. He's just been like the voice. He was there.
Well, I guess you saw him wake up and put on his socks and shirt.
That's true.
Yeah.
How are you supposed to wake up again? You're supposed to like stretch when you get up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The socks go over the heel, and then you tie your shoes.
This is about the amount of water and detergent you would need to clean the floor.
Take the mop
I would hate it
and
if a friend invited me over
push
and asked me
straight
to do
across
it.
the floor.
Oh, I'd be like,
and
fuck
see how
this.
that comes
I'm
up.
out of here.
Could we play G.I. Joes or something?
And when you feel you've got too much grime on the mop,
You can tell he's talking
dip it
from
in
behind
once
the.
again and agitate it up and down.
Oh, another
Agitate it.
Yeah.
That's a popular word for Wonder Rob.
The dirty water goes into the toilet. Now, you lower the seat afterwards.
Oh, he has a
Maybe
padded
next
toilet
visit there
seat.
won't be a boy.
Please teach us how to take a
When
shit.
you're taking a shower, it's best to make sure that you set the water temperature first. Turn on hot water because it may take a little longer for it to heat up. Then when you get the hot water to a certain temperature, like hot, then you turn on the cold water. And that brings the temperature back down to what some people like is lukewarm. Others might like the water a little bit hotter.
I already see that as being a line that I'm gonna use.
Yeah.
Hot, just like saying hot that way.
Yeah.
Also, he's not wearing the clothes that he put on this morning.
No. Where's his Where's his classic car show shirt that he put on?
Yeah. Who's the continuity person for this video? They're
No.
really blowing it.
I'm
I
afraid
will
it's
say that
Wonder Rob.
I'm glad that he didn't give the kids the job of showing how to shower, because that might have been, a little
Smart
bit blurring
choice.
the lines. Yeah. So I was
Yeah.
like, why are you doing this? And then I was like,
Yeah.
okay, I get it.
Yeah, that's for the better. Yeah.
But I don't care how much neglect there is in your family. You know how to turn on a shower. I mean, I think, and put on
Also,
a
it's
sock.
like, yeah, Generation X, it's not like the thing that people are saying about Generation X is they don't know how to take a hot shower.
He's going, some people like it lukewarm, It's like,
Yeah.
like when Homer had to go to that parenting class and The Simpsons, and they're like, what did they say? Like, don't just leave milk out. If put it in the refrigerator, or failing that, a cool wet sack. He's taking notes on that as if it's new to him.
I think there's a lot of filler in this. I think he's over-explaining some things.
Shower, it's best to make sure that you set the water temperature first. Turn on hot water because it may take a little longer for it to heat up. Then when you get the hot water to a certain temperature, like hot, then you turn on the cold water. And that brings the temperature back down to what some people like is lukewarm. Others might like the water a little bit hotter. Some may like it a little bit cooler. The choice is
No
yours.
shit.
Now, when
Everybody's
you get
different.
soap
The choice
and
is yours.
washcloth, you make yourself a good
Not up to-
lather, And you basically start with the head. Start washing around the ears and behind the ears.
Let's
and
watch
the
Jamal
neck.
do it.
Then you wash the arms. Up under the arms, you wash the backs of the hands. Then you wash down into the chest area. Kind of reach back and get the back, and then wash down around the midsection, the legs, and then balance yourself. Don't slip and fall in the tub, guys, but you need to wash the feet. You may even want to think about sitting down just to wash the feet, get in between the toes. And then you rinse that cloth out
The
of all the
toes.
soap, and then you rinse. Kind of do a slow circular turn. When all rinsed off and you're squeaky clean, turn off both faucets at the same time, hot and cold, and then
I understand that this is a video for kids, but balls and anus are very important to wash. He didn't touch. That's the main reason to take a shower. Balls and anus. Like, those are the main reasons.
Yeah.
And he skipped over the most important part of a shower.
Good point.
Without a lot of context, I've only recently learned that you're not supposed to put soap on your anus.
You're not
supposed to use water. Yeah.
Are you serious?
So yeah, I think he should cover that.
I think we might want more context for that later, Craig.
Wait. Is that for real? Like, you should.
I refuse to give context, but that is something I've recently learned.
I've heard that too, because there's like natural oils that are self-cleaning.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, my anus, though, it's been doing great. I've been washing it with soap since day one, I think.
Huh?
And
no problems.
I'll send you guys some pictures.
Okay, great.
Be sure to turn the shower head nozzle off too, which would bring the water from the shower head back down into the lower faucet. You're done. Have a towel or a bath mat set out so you don't wet up the floor when you step out of the tub or slip. And have your drying towel at the ready. Take it, then start around the neck, then work down.
There's
to
something
both
soothing
arms,
about
body,
this, though. It's kind of like
and then
Mr.
feet.
Rogers
You may
or
want to
something,
lower
where
the top
just
down
explaining
on the
very
commode
basic things you
and
should
sit
know how to
down,
do. But
and then slowly dry both legs.
Yeah, I'm not
off
bored.
in
I'm like,
between
yeah,
the toes,
I'm
and
yeah,
then
like ASMR.
Take that
Also, the
towel,
camera angle's
plop it
interesting
back
here.
up on the rack.
small bathroom.
And now,
okay.
kids, it's time to deal with that ring. I'm not talking about these rings. I'm talking about the bathtub ring. You know, once you wash your body,
How many
then
rings
you
did he-
leave a residue.
Imagine
of
if those were
dirt
Super Bowl
around
rings.
the
I was just gonna say, how many
bathtub
Super Bowls has he won?
ring, so we have to get rid of that. Some people call it scum.
I wonder now. I
You know?
noticed that he had, I think, what was a little fish on his padded toilet seat, and then he has these adhesive butterflies on the tub. I wonder if those were Wonder Rob's decisions, or if Napoleon's mom made those calls.
We got to track down Wonder Rob and ask
Yeah.
him all these questions.
Yeah, I
One
think so.
I'm sure he'll remember.
Encase itself in the tub tile. So what we're going to do, we're going to run a little bit of warm water in the tub, and
Between the toes.
that'll give us some moisture.
Hot.
And then we'll sprinkle lightly some cleanser on the bottom of the tub,
You don't do this
just
after every
like
shower.
that.
Is this what he said
And
you do
then
after every
take a
shower?
scrub brush.
I think he's implying that.
Hold it very firmly with your hands, wet it.
Hold
If
it.
Napoleon
start
makes Jamal do this, I
throwing
would
up
be
some
so
lather and strong circular motions. You gotta work that body. Go up, down, and go on the sides. Work it around the sides and unloosen that dirt real good. Then go around the front, the other side, the back, and then the bottom. Well, it looks like everything is clean in here, but remember also that every time you leave a room, always turn off the light. Good night, Napoleon.
Good night, Uncle Bobby. Uncle Bobby, you forgot to show me how to shine shoes.
Yeah, you need to know
Get
how
up,
to
get
shine
up, come
shoes
on.
Because you only get one chance to make a first.
Napoleon, it's
Balls
2
up.
a.m. Can we wait for tomorrow?
Put your socks on.
Napoleon.
Good night, Uncle Bobby. Uncle Bobby, you forgot to show me how to tie a tie.
Take the thick
3
part of the
a.m..
tie, bring it over the top of the thin part of the tie, loop it around the
Nick, are you
back,
taking notes?
make
Yeah.
a second pass over
That
the
door
thin part of
separator
the
is
tie,
amazing.
then take that thick part of the tie, bring it up through that loop under your chin, and then catch it. Grab that hole right there that you just made and bring the tie down through that hole and then pull the knot like that to make the knot complete, and then grab the back part of the tie, pull upward until the knot comes flush with your Adam's apple. At that point, take the back part of the tie, bring it through that tag in the back so it won't be flopping around. And then make sure the tie is very
Maybe
snug
I'll just
once
cue this up
again.
next time I'm at a wedding
Pull
and
the
maybe
collar
remember.
down neatly.
Well, I'm sure a
I just
around your neck.
9-year-old watching this would remember all
And
this
once
stuff.
the collar is
He
neatly in
spent
place,
5 minutes explaining
then
how
it's time
to
for that
wash the
jacket.
back, and just 3 seconds. Here's how to tie a tie.
You're just
It's
glossing
like this.
over it.
Jacket
Like
on.
this. Here, you just do like.
No reverse angle. Yeah. I want to see him
Dress
grab his
for
jacket because I think it's kind of he kind of hams it up here.
And once the collar is neatly in place, then it's time for that jacket. Bam! Jacket on,
I love Wonder Rub.
dress for success. Now, good night, Napoleon.
Good night, Uncle Bobby. Uncle Bobby, you forgot.
Good night, Napoleon.
Good night, Uncle Bobby.
You forgot to show Jamal how to do all this stuff. And that's basic training for boys.
What? It ends right there.
Yeah. Add a little.
Oh, look at he's doing his name.
Oh
for
yeah. Cast Bobby Norfolk. That's him. Wait, what do you think? Okay, who's who?
So Jamal's name is not actually Jamal.
No. So Bobby Norfolk is Wonder Rob. Sean.
Huh.
I'm guessing Sean is the white kid, but maybe that's racist of me. Maybe Caffrey.
Carolyn Elkhorn. That must be the mom at the beginning.
That's his wife, I would guess.
Scroll up. Yeah, it's exactly. That must be his wife.
But there's another Alcorn. There's another Alcorn coming up as well. This is a family affair.
Okay.
Yeah.
David Karp.
You blew it, David.
Darian.
Darian Alcorn is AD.
Robert Alcorn Jr.
Oh. So his son isn't.
It's the same 5 people.
Story consultant.
I do love the theme music.
Is this the same song as the DJ?
No, I think it's different. Quilts provided by so and so.
That's a great name for a quilt list.
Special
Special thanks to God.
God and Carolyn Elkhorn got the same. The same. Bruce Ray. Oh, it's all Elkhorns.
Yeah. Otis Murchison.
I like this drum break.
Oh, this should be sampled. Kevin Johnson for the Phoenix Suns.
What if like Jesus was like in the like right after
Sumner High
class
69? In memory of his ma and uncle and his pops.
Well, we got a number.
It did say copyright 1995 right there.
Yeah.
But the calendar was 1996.
Maybe they shot it in December and had the calendar early.
Or they knew it was a prop. They knew 96 was coming out.
Yes. Good point.
Ahead. Wow. Okay. Well, here's the thing. Their heart was in the right place with this. They were trying to do a good thing, and he's like, I'm going to do it. And I tip my hat to him for like completing the task and writing all of that. And I tip my hat to him for that.
With the help of a story consultant. But yeah, I get it. It's like kids these days don't know how to do the basic things. They're too worried. They're playing video games, and they
it's
don't know
kind
how
of
to
an
sew
old man thing to say.
It's very old man.
I'm realizing that it might be racist that I said this might be for foster children because of the implications of that. But I think the reason I came to that is like teaching someone how to wash themselves or these are things that you would have to not have the truly minuscule no parents or something.
Yeah.
So I want to.
Well,
I'm not a racist person. Is what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
I'm not either. And you know what? Maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe there are like 11-year-olds who don't know how to put on socks, but
there might be.
I feel like they all know. I feel like they all know.
Yeah.
But I think if you said to someone, "Here's how to put on a sock," you grab the sock and you put it on. That would be enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you don't need to say like the whole part. You could just say, you know, this, just put it on.
They should have called it really basic training for boys.
Yeah,
and I realized that's what the military drums were, basic training. Yeah.
But here's the thing. Keep in mind, that's not for girls. That is
No.
only for boys.
No. Their sock putting on is totally different.
Did you guys learn anything? Like, was there any new information that you didn't know about before? I two things. I had
Okay.
2 things.
Go ahead.
Agitators.
Oh,
Those are the 2 things, my big takeaways that I didn't know they were called before. Agitators, and then that other thing was an agitator.
I guess I didn't realize that a spoon was an extension of the cupped hand.
Yeah,
I didn't.
I learned a lot about the silverware, the historical ancestry of the fork.
All right. Yeah. All right.
I didn't know how to sew a button. That's something I've had to do before and I've looked up on YouTube, but like,
do you have a tie nearby, Nick, that you can try to do right now with just having seen that video?
That's good.
Just try
I
it.
don't think
Yeah.
I'd be able to do it, honestly.
Run and get it. Run and get your tie.
All right. Craig, do you want to set up your video and we'll play that in the meantime?
Sure, yeah. So essentially, I don't think I need to put us through it's about 5 minutes, so I don't think we need to watch the whole thing. But what I'm realizing is there are a lot of differences. We've taken liberties, but what remains is that there's an adult who is helping 2 children name Napoleon and Jamal. And we added later on a third. I mean, this is all white kids in this, but and I'm in it. The third kid is named Shuhei, which is a Japanese name, but he's also a white kid. So there's the idea of everybody having a name that doesn't quite make sense for who they, what you would expect. And then I think we got You Be a DJ, and the credits are definitely in there as well, like the insanity of the credits.
Okay, all right.
I'm
I can't
excited
wait
for this.
Yes.
All right, so should I do this before the tie?
Yeah, I'll do that at the end.
All right, let's see. Here we go. So
Did you make a cover for it? Did you make
well, you'll see that this actually starts with a VHS tape going in. So again, the premise for the whole movie, you don't really need to know, but I guess trees are like sort of taking over. That's an overarching thing, but this is a VHS within it to teach about the danger of trees.
Okay.
Okay. We'll watch the movie. And who knows? Maybe we'll learn something. Rico, hit the lights.
I recognize this as the Mr. T's Beat Somebody music.
I think that's right, yeah.
Hi, I'm Donnie Madigan, and I'd like to teach you the truth about trees. For years, I've heard friends and family praise trees, but as a former shortstop for the AA Ball Club, the Nantucket Nectars, I've come to learn a couple of things. But I know you kids don't want to hear from a grade A stink bomb like myself. So let's talk to my good friends. Jamal?
That's my
Napoleon? Thanks, Mr. Madigan. You know, Mr. Madigan's absolutely right. Trees are all around us.
Yeah, this sure is a whole bunch of trees.
Yup. I might even say too many trees. You know, people don't realize how harmful trees really are. And that's why we're here to teach our new friends...
Who needs trees?
I'm up here doing my homework, Mom.
I see the influence.
That's easy. Sic semper tyrannis. And what's on the next page?
Oh. Napoleon, are you okay?
No, I was up here doing my studies and the paper caught me.
You mean that tree paper? Why don't you use this whiteboard here instead?
Thanks.
So that obviously this is a lot of just making fun of infomercial type things.
Right.
But
what does your shirt say, Craig? Is it respect?
Respect.
Okay.
And his says unique.
Unique.
And then so this is the things that trees will do, but I'll bring it to the end because this is where we get to the part with You Be the DJ, which again was a big refrain.
I saw a clock wipe about to happen.
Yes, yeah. We stole that from Wonder Rob as well.
Jamal?
Hey, Shuhei.
What you up to?
Nothing. Just climbing this totally awesome tree.
Wait! No!
We've just been learning why trees are bad.
I had this all for
I don't think
like
you
a
should
semester.
climb.
I had that haircut because of this video.
What do you guys know? You're just kids.
Wait, Shuhei!
He's not calling Mark.
Trees, 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 trees. Shortstop Donnie Madigan here.
Mr. Madigan, we need your help.
What seems to be the problem, Napoleon? Jamal?
It's Shuhei. He's up in that tree.
Shuhei, you get down here this instant.
Ah, forget you.
Shuhei, are you okay?
Looks like Shuhei learned his lesson about trees. That's why I'd like to reiterate.
Who needs trees?
What do you say we cut this mean old tree down?
Yeah!
Napoleon, go get my axe.
Yes! Mr. Madigan, what can I do?
You be the DJ.
There it is.
Look directly at the camera.
Heavily inspired by Jamal. Pause on some of the Jamal's wardrobe by kids' clothes.
Napoleon's wardrobe.
Shuei's parents.
Walt
Arista Records. Who needs a coming soon? Who needs a and who's tying for kids?
Nice,
Man,
nice.
I love the references.
I love that that was such an influence on your like the early days of your comedy. Like this video was. I remember when I was at the Onion, there was a training video like in the early days of the Onion. I got on like right after high school as a contributing writer, and there was a training video that they would always watch early on that somebody had stolen from Nick. What's the name of that?
Jewel Osco, the
Jewel
regional
Osco.
grocery store chain.
It's a
Chicago.
grocery store chain, and they had the worst training video, and they all watched it, and it's just funny to see like people's comedy develop based on something really stupid.
Oh, very, very big time. Like it's great to have those little inside jokes. Hello, Melinda's, that type of thing.
Yeah.
Based on like, if you don't know what it is, it's all the better. Like
Yes.
that you have this secret
Yeah.
language is very
The
important.
secret club, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I am not confident in being able to do this. I do know that you kind of hold them both out like this.
So far, so good.
Okay,
I think that's pretty much all you need to know.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You go under like this.
Oh, not even close.
So
Not
and you
even
make
close.
a loop.
Oh, Wonder Rob is spinning in his grave right now, assuming he's dead.
Well, we'll find out.
I mean, there's got to be at least one living Alcorn left. I mean, there are enough members of the family who are involved that I'm sure you can find one person who was part of the production.
Did you seriously do your best on this, or are you doing this?
Yeah,
to be funny?
I really have to look it up every time because every tutorial on how to do it teaches you how to do it right-handed. And so everything I've ever learned how to do, ride a bike, anything, I have to transpose it in my head. So it's taken me longer to.
It's left-handed racism. Is that what you're blaming?
It is.
Okay.
Is there an aspect to riding a bike that's lefty or righty?
Well, when my dad was trying to teach me, he's like, you get on this side of the bike, and then you pedal with this, and then I had to kind of transpose it and get on the other side. So everything took me a longer time. Yeah.
You haven't forgiven your dad for that either, have you?
No, I say, Daddy, I'm very upset at you. Everyone needs to go check out Craig's. The girls are calling woohoo. Did I say it right?
The girls are calling woohoo. Yeah.
Woohoo. Yeah. At Craig Rowan, ROWIN.com.
Also, Craig, was that for real about you getting to the $1 million question? That video, is that for real?
No. So I, excuse me, I have allergies, which in the time of coronavirus is very annoying. But I I
know you
made this
worked.
video series called "Please Give Me $1 Million," and then I ended up and I pretended to get $1 million, and then after that whole thing, I actually was the head writer of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and for some reason, I convinced them very easily. Everybody was into it to pretend to just hold the entire audience for 15 minutes while I pretended to do the final question, just so I could put that up on the internet.
Because I watched it today and I was like, holy shit, he actually got there. It was done perfectly. You couldn't tell it was a joke at all. The whole audience was there too. Like that's
I think I'm very proud of that acting. Like I watch and I'm like, this is uncomfortable. Like I
thought it was real too.
I watched it and I was like, oh, he blew it. He blew it, and he's so confident.
I mean, I knew the questions were, like the answers seemed a little off, but it seemed real to me. That was really
that's good. A real question. That not only is that a real question, I think that was $1 million question that was used like a couple years before that they were comfortable with me
using.
Yeah.
Well, you can die happy. That's incredible.
Yeah, I think that's on my Twitter or something, but you can find actually if you go on my website, you can find that video too on the $1 million part. And then I'll also just want to say this, that one of those Donnie Madigan from that video that I made was one of my best friends, and he passed away a number of years ago, but I have fond memories of watching Found Footage Festival at his house with him. So I'm a true fan, and you guys, so that's a shout out to Brian Circus, and true fan, and you guys are doing you're doing important work, especially now we need it more than ever.
Thanks. Oh man, that means a lot. I appreciate that.
Thank you for bringing basic training to boys to our attention, and thanks to Uncle Rob for teaching us how to do everything. I'm gonna go rewatch How to Tie a Tie.
Yeah, I'm gonna clean my tub.
Joe, what are you gonna do?
My agitator's been acting up, so I gotta
get to it.
How about a quick game of 8-ball before your mom sounds the alarm?